Miranda versus Arizona is probably the U.S. Supreme Court's most famous criminal justice decision. It was decided in 1966 between Ernesto Miranda on the one hand and the state of Arizona on the other. And the issue in the case was whether an incriminating statement that police officers in Arizona had obtained could be used in evidence against Miranda at his criminal trial. Miranda versus Arizona involved police officers investigating a series of rapes. Ultimately, they came to suspect Miranda of being involved in those crimes. They brought him in for questioning and ultimately obtained essentially a confession to his involvement. And the issue in the case was whether that confession could be introduced in evidence against Miranda. Chief Justice Warren spoke for 5 justices in the Miranda decision, and he essentially announced a new set of rules that police officers had to follow if they were going to get admissible statements from a defendant. The opinion says that police have to warn suspects that they have the right to remain silent, that anything they say can be used against them, that they have a right to an attorney, and if they cannot afford an attorney before questioning, one will be appointed for them. The Fifth Amendment forbids the government from compelling anyone to be a witness against themselves. And for many years, the Supreme Court interpreted that language as saying that police officers could not use tactics during questioning that rendered a resulting statement involuntary. 4 dissenting justices criticized the majority for judicial legislation. The dissenting justices said that the court had no business in creating this kind of new code of criminal procedure for police interrogations, and instead the states should have been left to create different rules for governing how police behave during police interrogations. Before Miranda, it was illegal for police officers to use threats of violence to obtain a confession, and after Miranda, it remains illegal, obviously, for police to use those kinds of techniques. What Miranda did was add an additional layer of protection, an additional set of rules on top of those common voluntariness rules that police officers had to follow in order to obtain admissible evidence in court. And it's that additional exclusionary rule, that additional way of excluding evidence that has made Miranda controversial even to this day. Miranda versus Arizona is now more than 50 years old, and it continues to govern the way police officers conduct custodial interrogations. And that's why if you watch any police show, or if you're unfortunate enough to be questioned by police officers inside a police station, you'll find that the police deliver Miranda warnings, the right to remain silent, and the other warnings that we're all familiar with. And they will do that as a prerequisite to trying to obtain an incriminating statement or confession that could be later used in court.